Okay, good to go, I think, Tina. Welcome everyone, and welcome to the 2022 Moyne Shire Australia Day Citizenship Ceremony and Awards online, unfortunately this year, but that's the way it rolls, unfortunately. So it's quite a thrill to see everyone involved today, and look forward to hearing some of those stories and conferring a group of new Moyne citizens. I would like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting and pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and the elders from other communities who may be here today. Council would like to extend a particularly warm welcome to the 8 people who today will become Australian citizens. The Citizen, Young Citizen and Community Event of the Year recipients, and of course their families and friends who are watching the ceremony by live stream. I would like to now introduce the Mayor of Moyne Shire, Councillor Ian Smith, to say a few words. Ian will also be the presiding officer for our citizenship ceremony and presentation of the 2022 Moyne Shire Australia Day Awards. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Millard. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a day when Australians stop to celebrate our great country and the Shire of Moyne. During yet another challenging year responding to the impacts of COVID-19, it's inspiring to see how difficult times can bring out the best in people. From our medical and emergency personnel to our support and recovery service providers, to our essential workers, to our neighbours and everyday Aussies helping to make a difference and making sure people stay looked after and connected. This is the true meaning of being Australian. As we gather today, the outlook for the future is positive. Our community has answered the call to get vaccinated, and that has put us in good stead to better deal with the pandemic and this virus as we move into the future. There is a lot to celebrate across Moyne. The agriculture sector, which is our major employer, is experiencing a good season and bumper prices. Our tourism is rebounding, and with international borders opening again, we will see people travelling from all corners of the world to Moyne to see everything we have to offer. Our region's rich Indigenous culture, particularly Budge Bim World Heritage Site and at Tower Hill, is an opportunity for everyone to celebrate the region's traditional owners and the way they have cared for the land for thousands of years. Over the past 2 years, we've seen many great examples of camaraderie and community spirit shown by residents and business owners who have rallied together in support of each other. Community spirit is not unique to Moyne, but it is one of our great strengths, and it is something we excel in. We look out for each other and we support each other in good times and in bad, and we help each other through. Even over the past 2 weeks, when our region has been hit hard by an outbreak of the virus at a size we haven't seen before, people have gone the extra mile to help out and make sure things get done. Like the postman in Mortlake, who worked around the clock when the family that manages a post office was forced into isolation. His efforts ensured the mail was still sorted and delivered every day. This is just one example, and there are countless others like this across the Shire. It's stories like that where people just get on with it without seeking glory for the benefit of others, and it makes me so proud to be Mayor of this great Shire.
Thank you, Mayor. Well said. Today we have the following members of the community becoming Australian citizens, and I'll call them out. You might give us a little wave as I call them out. Mr. Graham Anderson, who joins us formerly from Zimbabwe. Mr. Alberto Fiel from the Philippines. Ms. Patricia Galvez Vizquera from Peru. Ms. Janice Partinga Galvez, also from Peru. Mr. Harold Benzon from the Philippines. Mrs. Sabrina Benzon from the Philippines. Harvey Benzon from the Philippines. Harens Benzon from the Philippines. Mr. Mayor, I ask that you now conduct the conferral of citizenship.
Thank you, Mr. Millard. Council is proud to formally recognise these 8 Moyne Shire residents as Australian citizens. This citizenship ceremony is being conducted as prescribed under the Australian Citizenship Act 2007. Australian citizenship represents full and formal membership of the community of the Commonwealth of Australia, and Australian citizenship is a common bond involving reciprocal rights and obligations, uniting all Australians while respecting their diversity. Persons on whom Australian citizenship is conferred enjoy these rights and undertake to accept these obligations by pledging loyalty to Australia and its people, by sharing their democratic beliefs, by respecting their rights and liberties, and by upholding and obeying the laws of Australia. As the presiding officer, I have been approved to administer the Pledge of Commitment as a citizen of the Commonwealth of Australia, which is the final step in your becoming an Australian citizen. I will now read a welcome message from the Honourable Alex Hawke, MP, Minister for Immigration, Citizenship, Migrant Services and Multicultural Affairs. Today, you become an Australian citizen. We are immensely proud of what we have achieved as a nation, and we welcome you in joining us. Our history and culture has been forged over thousands of years, first through Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, and more recently with people from all corners of the earth. Australia has succeeded as a nation by embracing and defending our national values. We believe in the freedom and dignity of each individual, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, and freedom of association. We value the rule of law, democracy, and equality of opportunity for all people. We stand with other democracies in helping to defend and protect these hard-fought freedoms. We are a resilient nation. Drought, bushfires, floods, and a global pandemic have challenged our normal way of life. Our social cohesion, a key strength of Australia, has never been more important. Upon taking the Pledge of Commitment today, I call on you to embrace these values and the rights and responsibilities of Australian citizenship and play an active part in your local communities to build an even stronger nation. On behalf of the Australian Government, I congratulate you on reaching this very special day. Today, Graham, Alberto, Patricia and Janice will take the pledge oath. I ask you, repeat after me to make your formal pledge. From this time forward, under God.
From this time forward, under God.
I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people.
I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people.
Whose democratic beliefs I share.
Whose democratic beliefs I share.
Whose right and liberties I respect and whose laws I will uphold and obey.
Whose rights and liberties I respect and whose laws I will uphold and obey.
Thank you. Harold, Sabrina, Harvey and Harens will take the pledge affirmation. I ask you to repeat after me to make your pledge. From this time forward, I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people.
I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people.
Whose democratic beliefs I share.
Whose democratic beliefs I share.
Whose right and liberties I respect and whose
rights
laws
and liberties
I uphold and obey.
Whose rights and liberties I respect and whose laws I will uphold and obey.
You are now all Australian citizens. I congratulate you for the commitment you have made to being part of Australia's future. As a citizen of Australia, you are now formally identified with this country, its people and its government. You have made a pledge of commitment to Australia and its people. All of us here today understand and appreciate the commitment you are undertaking to adopt the citizenship of your new country. Today is an important day for you as you take your place as fully participating members of the Australian community. The basic right of all Australian citizens is equality before the law. Citizenship is open to all Australian permanent residents who satisfy the requirements of the Australian Citizenship Act, as you have done. Now that you are citizens, you enjoy the same rights, privileges and responsibilities afforded to all Australian citizens. On behalf of all Australians and your fellow citizens of Moyne Shire, we welcome you. We offer you a share in Australia's bright future, and we thank you for choosing to call Australia home. For those present within the ceremony and those watching online, we give you our newest citizens: Graham, Alberto, Patricia, Janice, Harold, Harvey, Harens and Sabrina. A warm welcome as a member of the Australian and Moyne Shire community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and congratulations to our new citizens. Mr. Mayor, I now ask that you make presentations to the recipients of the 2022 Moyne Shire Australia Day Awards.
Thank you, Mr. Millard. The annual Moyne Shire Australia Day Awards recognise and honour those outstanding individuals and groups who consistently go above and beyond to enhance the community. I am delighted to introduce the recipient of the 2022 Australia Day Community Event of the Year. The event is Women on Farms Gathering 2021. The Women on Farms Gathering 2021 representatives for today is Alicia Dodson and Susan Rowbottom. Welcome. The Community Event of the Year is presented to the person or group who has staged an outstanding local community event during the year. The 32nd Women on Farms Gathering 2021 was held in Port Fairy and attended by 120 participants from across Victoria and interstate. It was officially opened by the Moyne Shire Mayor, Councillor Daniel Mead. The gathering came under the umbrella of the Moyne Shire Council's support for a diverse range of agricultural initiatives. That support included training and information on COVID-19 issues and recovery. Sponsorship was also received from local and state agricultural industries and the state government. The Women of Farms Gathering started in Warragul in 1990 and has developed over the years to become a truly inspiring experience for women on farms. In the 32 years since the first gathering, a momentum has built that the committee did not want the pandemic to interrupt. The committee prepared and moved ahead month by month with their preparation and planning in the hope that all would be well in March 2021, and it was. Working with the Victorian Government COVID-safe guidelines, the gathering miraculously took place as planned. The committee was so proud to finally open registrations for the first time solely online. The theme for the Port Fairy gathering was Women for All Seasons, as women's careers and lives in farming mirror the raw, ever-changing, often beautiful and always powerful elements of the season. It was a time to refresh, learn enjoy networking and support each other. The gathering incorporated important issues current and relevant to agriculture and rural women in all their diversity. The aim of the gathering was to inspire women in agriculture to grasp the opportunities for personal and industry advancement. There were three objectives: to encourage young women to pursue careers in agriculture as professional farmers, in agriculture research and science, or in any of the industries that service agriculture. The second, to focus on the status of women in agriculture. The gathering encouraged further civic knowledge and participation, presented information on micro-enterprises and to further sustainability practices through the presentation of workshops, guest speakers and tours. To offer an enjoyable event with a broad cultural, agricultural and tourism focus, and to encourage social connections. The gathering showcased the spirit, skills and dignity of the women who produce so much of the food and fibre for our state, national and international markets, while showcasing environmental and sustainable opportunities throughout the Moyne Shire. Over the three-day weekend, speakers represented an interesting mix of industry and lifestyle interests. Skills and practical workshops were offered to keep participants up to date with legal issues, technology advancements and hands-on demonstrations, such as how to safely use power tools. There were also artistic, creative and musical workshops offered, with the opportunity to learn the ukulele, how to keep bees and much, much more. The tours went to places of cultural interest, including local Indigenous and Irish history. The myriad of workshops, activities and networking throughout the weekend provided future tourism opportunities and an infusion of funds to the many businesses, professional bodies and individuals who provided venues, products and services for the gathering. I now invite Alicia to say a few words on behalf of the group. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Firstly, I would like to pass on an apology from our Chair, Lorraine Makora, who could not be with us today, but has passed on to me the following comments. On behalf of the Women on Farms Gathering 2021, we are very honoured to accept this award today. Much of the credit for the staging of the Women on Farms Gathering event must go to our committee: Lorraine, Susan, Alicia, Catherine, Meg, Jodie, Barbara and Kate. Our committee was small in numbers, but each woman did an incredible job in organising a COVID-safe event. There were lots of barriers to contend with, and we were very lucky to have been able to hold the event. We would very much like to thank the following: Moyne Shire, Rural Women's Network, individual sponsors, all the individuals who assisted on and off the committee at various times, and the volunteers who helped prepare the event. The local businesses for their support financially and in kind. The Women on Farms Gathering traditionally value women in farming, and we were very proud to promote the very capable women of our district to the rest of the women who gathered here in Port Fairy. We offered mutual support for each other, and the attendees at our gathering enjoyed this support in such a difficult time on the land for farming. And most of all, they came together, enjoyed their time together, and took away many happy memories as well as new ideas. Many of the women will return to Port Fairy, as they so totally enjoyed this southwest part of the state. If anyone wishes to attend the next gathering, it will be held in Inglewood on the last weekend in March. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Alicia, and congratulations to the Women on Farms Gathering 2021, Committee for receiving the Moyne Shire 2020-22 Community Event of the Year Award. Congratulations. I'm privileged to introduce the recipient of the Moyne Shire 2022 Australian Day Young Citizen of the Year Award, Mr. Michael Killen. The Young Citizen of the Year acknowledges outstanding service and contribution given by an individual under the age of 30 to their local community. Michael Killen is a proven young leader and has worked actively to make improvements to the lives of young people across the Moyne Shire. As a member of the Moyne Shire Youth Council from 2017, Michael has been involved in a wide range of events and activities, including helping to organise 2 Port Fairy Colour Run fundraisers and work with the Reach Foundation to introduce a body image and gendered stereotype awareness campaign. He was also part of the advisory group who developed the community engagement plan and was a participant on the Moyne 2040 Community Vision Panel to ensure the voices of young people were represented. Michael volunteered his time to work on and helped overhaul the Warrnambool and Moyne Youth Awards to ensure they were more inclusive and targeted a range of young people. He was also a member of the Moyne Shire's Council's Youth Parliament team, addressing issues of rural and regional road safety and sustainable agriculture, debating the bills in Youth Parliament and presenting ideas to government ministers, parliamentary secretaries and other local stakeholders. Michael was also a participant in the Lead for Innovation program, where he was involved in the development of casual counselling service within local secondary schools called Kentucky Fried Counselling. It is aimed at destigmatising mental health and presents support workers in a casual and relaxed settings over KFC to build a foundation to make sure people know where the support is available, feeling comfortable and safe to access support. The program has been trialled at Emmanuel College in Warrnambool. The program and Michael have been accepted by Youth Future Crew for Headspace Geelong. Michael is also involved with St Vincent de Paul Society and has been a Footsteps of Frederick Conference member since January 2020. This involves volunteering at a Vinnie store and attending an annual leadership retreat and work with a group to help solve outdated intra-organisational community strategies within Vinnie's. Michael is currently studying psychology at Deakin University, and when asked about his service to the community, he said, "I really don't think I'm anything special. It's just a willingness to get involved. I feel like I could always do a lot more." Michael, I now invite you to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. When I first received the notification that I had won this award, I was certainly shocked because, for one, it wasn't something that I ever thought I would be eligible for. And two, I've never really been one to focus on the awards or the outcomes that are based on what I do. For me, the act of doing things and contributing to the community is what really provides value for me, not only through promoting young voices, but also the issues that I'm passionate about, such as mental health, road safety, and many more issues. Community and the feeling of belonging and looking out for each other is so very important. And I really do believe that anyone can contribute to community in their own way. And I wouldn't want it to be seen as just a single success story, but rather as an example of the passion and spirit that young people as a whole can provide to the community. And I sincerely hope that the youth of Moyne can continue to achieve and contribute back to our wonderful community. I would like to thank everyone who has supported me throughout all my endeavours, no matter how challenging or extreme some of them seemed, as well as the Moyne Shire Council for organising this event. and to the wider community for allowing me to show my passion and drive. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, and congratulations on receiving the Moyne 2022 Young Citizen of the Year Award. Thank you. It is now my honour to introduce the recipient of the Moyne Shire 2022 Australia Day Citizen of the Year Award, Mrs. Julie Houlihan. The Citizen of the Year Award acknowledges outstanding service and contribution over a number of years given by individuals to their local community. A tireless volunteer, Julie is heavily involved in the community and sits on various committees, with one of her key achievements being the continued success of the Koroit Truck Show and her work as the committee secretary. The event was started 11 years ago as a small event to help support the Koroit Agricultural Society. It has grown to be one of the key annual events on the Koroit calendar and has made significant donations to community groups across the region. Julie selflessly puts her hand up to help whenever and wherever needed. She is also Secretary of the Koroit Agricultural Society and is a key force behind organising the Koroit Show each November. She is also Secretary of the Southwest Horse Trials, Secretary of Wannon Zone of Pony Clubs 2007 to 2018, and has just taken the role on again. She is a member of the Chief Instructors Panel of Wannon Zone of Pony Clubs and a life member of the Wannon Zone. She is Chairperson of Victoria Park Koroit Committee of Management, is on the Committee of Management for the Hexham Equestrian Centre, is a member of the Koroit Progress Association, and is part of the working group for the Koroit Flags project. She is also a creative thinker. A current project Julie is working on is designed to help local businesses bounce back after the COVID-19 pandemic, which has had major impacts on the Shire's retail, hospitality and tourism industry. Her idea is to create an art trail across the 16 hotels within Moyne Shire, with the aim of being that tourists and locals can visit local businesses to see murals by local artists and visit some of the region's best places for a meal or a drink. Her previous volunteer services include Equestrian Australia, Victoria Show Horse Committee member 2009 to 2011, Warrnambool Agricultural Show Society Horse Secretary, Kirkstall Recreation Reserve Committee member, Macarthur Pony Club Committee member, and the Warrnambool Pony Club Committee member. Julie and her husband Tony have owned the Kirkstall Hotel for the past 28 years and have turned it into a hub and a meeting place for locals and visitors alike. The pair work closely with other businesses and are extremely well respected within the local community. A member of a close-knit extended family and a mother of two, Julie is deeply entrenched in the Kirkstall district. Julie is a quiet achiever and does her work with minimal fuss and without seeking acknowledgement. Julie is also a great support of other events that she may not have direct involvement in, always on hand to help and or to offer her support. I now invite Julie to say a few words.
You just need to come off mute, Julie.
Thank you, Ian, and thank you, Bill. I begin by acknowledging the Gunditjmara people, traditional custodians of the land, of which we're tuning in from today, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening in and acknowledge that today is not a day of celebration. I was truly humbled to receive the phone call earlier this month to learn that I'd been honoured with an Australia Day Award. I was surprised to receive the accolade and am thankful to whoever nominated me. No one ever volunteers to seek recognition, but it's humbling to do so. Years ago, I put my hand up to help out on a few committees as I wanted to assist them grow and indeed exist in the future. At the time, they were struggling for numbers, and from there it snowballed, and I was happy to help out whenever needed. As I've told my children when they've asked why I do what I do, I say, if we don't do this now, who will do this in the future? I find great joy in seeing events grow from a single idea into a full-blown occasion to support our local community and businesses, especially during these COVID-19 times when people need to feel more connected than ever. But it's never just been myself. I've been part of many wonderful committees and organisations filled with people who have the community and best interests at heart. These people work tirelessly to bring these events together. So really, this award isn't just for me, it's for everyone I've ever worked with and been part of a community organisation. I've made many wonderful friends throughout the past 20 years and volunteering, and it's a great way to become immersed in your local area. I'm extremely proud of the community we all live in and endeavour to make it a better place for the Shire's residents today and for many more generations to come. To be recognised for the small part I play in the community is an honour, and I'm grateful to be acknowledged. If we can all do our bit and work towards building a better community for the next generations, why shouldn't we? I believe if we want change, we have to roll up our sleeves and do the hard yards to make it happen. Years ago, I read a quote by American author Margaret Mead that has always stuck with me. She said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has," and I truly believe that. So I encourage anyone listening to put their hand up if you don't like something or think you could make it better. We can all look at events or issues in our local communities and think that's not right or that shouldn't happen. But with that comes a responsibility to help make constructive and positive changes. We shouldn't criticise if we can't be bothered to help. Change won't come if we're waiting on someone else to do it, and changing the world is one thing, but building a sense of community among the people we live with could mean a whole lot more. So I encourage anyone thinking about volunteering, in the words of Nike, just do it. You won't find a more rewarding pastime. Thank you once again, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Congratulations, Julie. A very well-deserved award.
Thank you.
I'll hand back to you, Mr. Millard, to close today's proceedings. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on today online, while we would like to have to be in person today. Happy Australia Day and all the best for 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and congratulations, Julie. Brilliant speech, thank you. And to all our other award recipients and also our newest citizens, well done and congratulations. I would also like just a quick shout out to the people behind the scenes today. Tina, who's on screen, Timothy, Leslie, Jared, all the crew who help out to make sure that the awards happen, because they're so important in our community. Hopefully we'll be able to come together soon and celebrate in person. In the meantime, thanks very much. Stay safe, have a great day, and enjoy the rest of Australia Day. Thank you and goodbye.